Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Primal Rage. You think you know the legend of Bigfoot? Think again.
Written by Jay Lee and Patrick Magee, directed by Patrick Magee, starring Casey Gagliardi, Andrew Joseph Montgomery, and Marshal Hilton. Primal Rage is about a newly reunited couple who gets stranded in the woods and has to run away from the legendary Bigfoot. What do we like about this movie, guys? Gore.
Yep. Yeah. The gore in this movie was amazing. The practical effects in general, but mainly the death sequences as well as the creature design itself.
This isn't just like your typical Bigfoot. This is like a badass Sasquatch. Like fully armored, flaring lips, and damn intimidating.
You sound like you belong in the fucking woods with those guys.
Shut up.
Y'all see that intimidating monster back there? It was cool because he wasn't just some random monster walking around just slashing away. He was using tools like traps and weapons. You don't see that ever.
Yeah, and he was actually quite the archer. I would say he would give Robin Hood a run for his money.
And another great aspect is we actually get to see him. In a lot of Bigfoot and Sasquatch movies, it's either a sci-fi, low-budget, shitty movie that's all digital effects, or it's something in the woods and you just see them run by the screen. In this one, you see him like almost the whole time, and it's excellent because you know how big and intimidating he is. So when you see him lurking, you're like, oh shit, I know what this guy can do. Let's see what he's about to do. And back to the kills. There's lots of blood, like heads are getting squashed. One that we have to show is this one guy gets his head like ripped back, and it basically rips his cheeks apart and his jaw's just hanging off, and it just looks so damn cool. So that'll give you a little taste of what you can expect.
And Bigfoot isn't the only one who's looking intimidating and well done up. The Whispering Woman was downright creepy. Her job was to protect the forest from the Oma, who is known as Bigfoot.
Now, personally, I didn't know of the legend of Oma.
Me neither.
So this was all new information for me. I think it was a kind of cool idea, cool concept. The basics of it is that like chiefs, when they die, they resurrected as the Oma. It was cool. It wasn't a mindless beast, which we said before, which I think was really added to the movie. It could have gotten really boring if it was just a monster in the woods, but they took it the extra step. They made a legend out of it. They explained it. They, made it unique.
I was really impressed with the cinematography in this film. I thought they did a good job not just capturing the location, but toying with the focus and the depth of field. Because there's moments where our characters are walking through the woods, and as they exit the scene, the shot changes its focus, and you see Bigfoot hiding in the background. They did that quite a bit in this film, and I wasn't tired of it because it's not like it always would catch you off guard, but it was a nice touch to build that tension.
Well, I didn't love most of the acting in this movie. There are a couple standouts, including our main female lead, Casey Gagliardi, and our lead hunter, Marshal Hilton. I thought they did a pretty decent job, and I enjoyed their characters. We have Ashley, who's trying to fend for herself most of the movie, and she's put in shitty situations, so I thought she did a good job with her emotions. And the main hunter, well, he is a huge dick. I thought he was one of the best actors in the film.
What didn't we like about this movie?
I would like to kick it off with the story. It was kind of all over the place. You found yourself wanting to know what exactly is going on. I feel like they were just going in a complete circle without actually telling us why they were doing what they were doing.
The cops, who were the Native Americans, there was a mythology there that I felt like they just kind of glossed over. There was a scene in particular where it's the Oma, the Whispering Witch, and then the Native Americans, and it's going all at once, but it went on forever. We didn't walk away with any information. Even thematically, it didn't feel like it was connected.
The rest of the movie before that was way different. Once they started stepping into like the actual legend territory, it kind of became a different movie. Those scenes didn't really need to exist because they didn't tell us anything we didn't already know from some of the subtext. I also really disliked our main lead, Max. I thought his acting was awful. He was not believable as somebody who could stand up to somebody else.
I guess you didn't learn a goddamn thing.
I learned plenty, actually. I learned that when making a shiv, you've got to taper and serrate the blade.
He's trying to be like the bad boy of the movie.
Convict. Ex-convict.
And now he's standing up for his girlfriend and protecting her. He didn't seem like he could do that, honestly. Every line that he said seemed super fake. And it's understandable, this is his only film, but I think they really should have casted somebody else.
So on the cell phone, do you have one or not? Maybe you could just point us in the general direction of the road.
The believability is really hard in this film. Not in the sense of like believing in the lore, but what the characters are actually doing. They focus so much on trying to allude that these hunters were bad guys that at one point you just don't really care because Bigfoot attacks them before they even do anything. So you don't actually know if the hunters were going to do something terrible to them or they were just joking around.
Yeah, we're not so bad, are we? Hell, you could be in the South.
It was just like, they're just assholes. And it's no consequence to their assholeness. It's like, were they gonna rape them? Were they gonna beat them? Like, what was the plan? We don't know.
And the same thing can be said for the Bigfoot himself. From the get-go, he's interested in Ashley. He's following her around, maybe looking for a mate, and that's what it kind of seemed like. And you're not 100% on what his intentions are or what is even happening between the two. It suggests that she may have been raped, but you can't quite tell because she would be acting a lot differently had Bigfoot just raped you, I think.
So we don't know if he was just keeping her like a King Kong type thing, or if he was like, there was some other plan. We just don't know what was happening.
His fingers were the size of people's heads. I can only imagine that you're not walking around a forest just like she is if she had been raped by Bigfoot.
You know, like you would think like a gorilla has a huge dick.
Yeah.
But they don't. On average, it's smaller than a human's.
Really?
Maybe
A baboon kind of
that's
thing.
why the rape didn't look like it, because of the small Bigfoot dick. Overall, the problem was a lack of motivations from the hunters, from the Bigfoot. Even the witch, you know, other than healing Max or whatever she was doing and beating a drum, her role is to like watch the Oma.
She wanted to maintain the balance.
But this is just words. Like, what does that mean? How does this actually equate to something that we can see? So what balance did she bring? Was she resurrecting people? Because he was certainly killing people, so that's setting off the balance. If she's resurrecting people, okay, maybe. I didn't see her do much.
I don't know, but that laugh, when she was just like grinning and laughing, that was really freaky.
It's pronounced cackle.
It's time for our final thoughts and ratings. Overall, I think this was a decent movie. I think there was a lot left on the table though. I think it could have been improved in a lot of different ways. I think the story could have been tighter and could have done a lot more to leave us satisfied after watching the movie. The gore, the Bigfoot, and his unique way he handled things with tools, awesome. But overall, the story just felt so empty to me. I do think people are going to enjoy it though. I think if you just sit down, it's a good monster killing people type movie. So I'm gonna give this 2.5 flexing your primal rages out of 5.
Well, I don't think this was a great movie. I think it is probably one of the better Bigfoot movies because the legend and the lore behind Bigfoot, the look of him, and the intensity that he brings to the screen is excellent. Unfortunately, the movie loses steam when it comes to the actual motivations behind pretty much everybody in the film. And also, the bad acting.
Mrs. Grine.
You find him?
I'm sorry, not yet.
What are you gonna do about it?
So it's a fairly highly produced film with low tier acting, so it's not the greatest, but I still think that people are going to have a good time with it. So I'm gonna give this 2.5 dope-ass Zippo moves out of 5.
This is one of those films that has a great creature design with awesome kills and amazing practical effects, but really lacks in the storytelling department. There's times where you just want more and you don't get that. On a technical side of things though, this was a beautifully shot film and I loved how they created the depth between the creature and the characters as they're traveling throughout the forest. So with that being said, I'm gonna give this film 2.5 intimidating one-liners out of 5.
We good? We bad.
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't and you do want to check it out, there are links in the description where you can find it. And if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe to the channel, stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.